Welcome to my channel, Living Your Best Life, and I'm Cindy Smaha. And today, as usual, I am super excited because I am going to talk to you about my recent cruise vacation and give you my honest review, which includes the good, the bad, and the ugly. Ugh. Ugh. Before we get into all that fun, please be sure to subscribe to my channel. Click that little bell right next to it so you'll be notified of all my future uploads. And if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up because that does help my channel to grow. And leave me a comment. I'd like to know your cruise experience, and maybe you have questions. I always read all my comments. So let's get into this. Okay, just so you know, I am a seasoned cruise veteran. I've been on 4 cruises, which I think is quite a bit. I've been on Carnival, Celebrity, and the Royal Caribbean cruise lines. And what I have found is Royal Caribbean, out of all those 3, is the best and highest quality overall. But I'd like to hear your experience about some other cruise lines such as Viking and Norwegian. I'm really interested in possibly going on those next year, one of those next year. So please leave me a comment if you have experience in that. I would like to know. Let's jump right into the review. So number 1 is the food. How was the food? The food was excellent. I really enjoyed the food. I loved the quality, the variety, the freshness. The accommodations, they were very accommodating with my food allergies and such, and so they just did a really good job of taking care of me. I really enjoyed that. The only downside with the food portion of it was the hours of the buffet, especially in the morning. So the hours varied significantly for me in the morning, going from 6 to even 7:30 in the morning. I have a very structured food plan and my body is just normally hungry. That's the only downside, was the hours that were the availability for the breakfast. But otherwise, the food was wonderful. The wait staff were just impeccable, especially in the main dining room. They were 2 thumbs up. So I would give this 8.5 out of 10. Number 2 is the staterooms. The staterooms, in my opinion, were very roomy. We got an ocean view, which is slightly larger than a regular stateroom, but there was plenty of room for my husband and I. And my husband is 6'6" and weighs 270, so he's a big man. And even he said he felt that the cabin was very roomy and had lots of storage space. And so the closets were large. The only downside was that the bathroom was really too small. My knees hit the cabinet in front of me and the sink portion when I was sitting on the toilet. Sorry, but that's the only downside to the whole cabins. Otherwise, it was really great. Now, our cabin steward was wonderful. I mean, he did all the little towel animals and stuff, did those like daily, and this was so cute. But our stateroom was cleaned every day. It was organized. He just did a great job of being accommodating. And I will give you up in the near future my top 10 tips and tricks for cruising and how to make your cruise a success. So keep a lookout for that one. But as far as our room steward, he was very accommodating and so very nice. And I would give the staterooms 8 out of 10. Okay, so now let's get into the ugly. Shore excursions. On the upside, shore excursions, there was a variety of shore excursions to all 4 of the stops on our cruise. And I enjoyed most of them. Now, there are many options for shore excursions. So there was walking, there was riding, there was swimming, there was snorkeling, hiking. There was all sorts of different types of shore excursions. So now the ugly. Ugh. They were not very detailed or explained very clearly on the app or the Royal Caribbean website about exactly what the hours and what to expect on the shore excursion. And in our experience, on the only 2 excursions that we went on, because we canceled the other 2, we were going to go on 4, but we canceled the other 2, was that what was listed as a 5.5-hour shore excursion actually turned into a 9-hour shore excursion from the time that we went to the area to begin boarding and begin going on the tour by the time that we got back on the ship. And so that was really very overwhelming and frustrating for us, is that we couldn't plan our day. We missed one of the dining experiences in the main dining, but we were very disappointed in that. So the other thing that we were very disappointed in is that the quality of the tours themselves. The very first tour that we took in Cozumel, the tour staff, the local tour staff, they were more interested in passing out the rum punch than they were on actually giving us a really good tour in the snorkeling tour that we took. We were only in the water less than 30 minutes, which is not a lot at all. Normally it's around 45 minutes to an hour and a half, and I love snorkeling, so I could be in there all day. But they didn't even come down and participate with us and identify different formations or fish or experiences in it. So we were very disappointed with our first snorkeling experience in Cozumel. And we also did a snorkeling experience in Belize, city of Belize, and that was better. The tour company was definitely higher quality. There was, I would say, 8 tour staff that was just on our boat. There was about 60 participants, I believe, but that was a very good experience as far as the tour company went. They were very good at breaking us up in small groups, and that a tour operator would go with us. And in the highlights that's at the end of this video, I've got some really cool videos showing in my snorkeling experience, so stay tuned, stay to the end to that, because that was lots of fun. But they identified things in the water such as nurse sharks and stingrays and conch shells and jellyfish and eels. So I mean, it was so cool on how they pointed it out, because their trained eye would be able to find those things as you're swimming along. So that was really great. Again, the hours were not cohesive in the actual time that was spent. It said that it would take like 4 hours and it turned into 6. So we were very disappointed. Now, as far as Royal Caribbean, we did go and talk to the director of the shore excursions, and they were able to give us some money back on the ones that we canceled, and they gave us a discount on our experiences, but they did take that into account. They're very apologetic and super nice, so that was great. So as far as the shore excursions, I give them 6 out of 10. Now, our experience with the actual ports of call. It had been a long time since I've been to Mexico, so I wasn't prepared for the level of engagement that the actual shopkeepers and owners, the businesses, had with the onlookers. So when we were walking down the main thoroughfare to look at the shops, is that we were heckled, even to the point where they would touch us or come right in front of my face and wave something like a sample or something. Come into my shop, come into my shop, you need to come into my shop, and just right in the middle of the road. So it was overwhelming to us. And my husband says he never wants to go back to Mexico because of that experience. And I can't say I blame him. That really was not, a good experience. I understand why they need to do that. I know that they are feeding their family also, and I get that. But as far as experience goes, we won't go back to Mexico, or that will be very limited if we do go. Honduras, Rotan, Honduras, and Belize City, Belize. That was wonderful. They were wonderful. The quality of the thoroughfare and the quality of shops, that was very good. We enjoyed the engagement with the retailers, but they weren't in your face, heckling right there in front of you. So I'm really glad about that. So those were very good experiences. And lastly, I wanted to talk about the Royal Caribbean app. So I downloaded the Royal Caribbean app, and it was actually really wonderful to use. It was easy. It showed our account every day, and it was always up to date. It had the dining hours and menus on there. It had our shore excursions listed. I could even chat with my husband, so I could send him a text in that. And so it was really, really great with that. I could see our photos that were professionally done that you'll be able to see at the end of this video. So I'm so excited for you to be able to see those. They turned out so well. So we were able to see all of that. So I'm really impressed by the quality and the performance of the app and engagement during our cruise. So I was really happy with that. My overall rating of the Royal Caribbean Cruise Line is 8 out of 10. Again, it really knocked it down for me because of the shore excursion experience and the actual ports of call, the 2 ports of call that really, you know, were really not a good experience for me, for us. And so that was my only downside to this, but so I would give them an 8 out of 10. Okay, that is my review, and I hope it was helpful for you. Again, I would love to hear from you and find out if you've been on a cruise, if you want to go on a cruise, maybe your questions and concerns about going on a cruise. I actually find cruising the best way to vacation because you're able to hit many different countries that I wouldn't have the opportunity to do otherwise. And we're really interested in being able to go on a cruise next year in the Mediterranean, so and hit ports of call such as Spain and Paris and Italy and Greece. And so we're really excited to be able to hopefully go next year, maybe April, May, and be able to go to the Mediterranean. So fingers crossed, toes crossed, prayers, hoping that I'll be able to do that. So I hope this was helpful for you. I really enjoyed doing this video. I really enjoyed the cruise. Stay tuned so that you'll see all of the highlights for our cruise and the beautiful pictures, and especially the underwater filming that I got on the snorkeling. That is amazing, especially the nurse sharks. The nurse sharks were, oh my goodness, huge. One nurse shark was bigger than my husband. Yeah, it had to be at least 7 or 8 foot long nurse shark. Wow. So anyway, stay tuned, and I just want you to know that I so love you. I care about you. I hope you are living your best life, and I will see you next week, Monday at 4. Have a great week. Bye-bye.